Hey, this is Rick, and I'm going to read Neville Goddard quotes today. Straight up from Goodreads.com, and we'll start with one from Neville Goddard, "Your faith is your fortune." And I'll just continue on without telling you where they're from, because there's probably a lot of good here. Doing this for myself and doing this for you, if you're listening. And then thanks for visiting. Here we go. Let's start with this one. Change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will confirm the change. Change or accident is not responsible for the things that happen, nor is predestined fate the author of your fortune or misfortune. Your subconscious impressions determine the conditions of your world. The subconscious is not selective. It is impersonal and no respecter of persons. The subconscious is not concerned with the truth or falsity of your feeling. It always accepts as true that which you feel to be true. It always accepts as true that which you feel to be true. Feeling is the assent of the subconscious to the truth of that which is declared to be true. Because of this quality of the subconscious, there is nothing impossible to man. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and feel is true, the subconscious can and must objectify. Your feelings create the pattern from which your world is fashioned. And a change of feeling is a change of pattern. An awakened imagination works with a purpose. It creates and conserves the desirable and transforms or destroys the undesirable. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. Nothing comes from without, all things come from within, from the subconscious. If a man looks upon any other man and estimates that man as less than himself, then he is stealing from the other. He is stealing the other's birthright, that of equality. If a man looks upon any other man and estimates that man as less than himself, then he is stealing from the other. He is stealing the other's birthright, that of equality. Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption and watch the world play its part relative to its fulfillment. Stop trying to change the world, since it is only the mirror. Man's attempt to change the world by force is as fruitless as breaking a mirror in the hope of changing his face. Leave the mirror and change your face. Leave the world alone and change your conceptions of yourself. The reflection then will be satisfactory. I am wealthy, poor, healthy, sick, free, confined, were first of all impressions or conditions felt before they became visible expressions. Your world is your consciousness objectified. Waste no time trying to change the outside. Change the within or the impression, and the without or expression will take care of itself. When the truth of this statement dawns upon you, you will know that you have found the lost word or the key to every door. I am, your consciousness, is the magical lost word which was made flesh in the likeness of that which you are conscious of being. Man moves in a world that is nothing more or less than his consciousness objectified. Man moves in a world that is nothing more or less than his consciousness objectified. For life makes no mistakes and always gives man that which man first gives himself. Man fails to do the works of Jesus Christ because he attempts to accomplish them from his present level of consciousness. I will be is a confession that I am not. The Father's will is always I am. Until you realize that you are the Father, there is only one I am. And your infinite self is that I am. Your will is always I will be. So basically he's saying, you got to say I am. Not that I will be, not that I can be, not that I should be, but that I am, that you are right now, what you wish to be. I am great. I am happy. I am willing, whatever. Basically, use the I am daily. Here's the next one. If you judge after appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by the evidence of your senses. If you judge after appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by the evidence of your senses. So, look inside, not outside. Consciousness is the one and only reality, not figuratively, but actually. Consciousness is the one and only reality, not figuratively, but actually. This reality may, for the sake of clarity, be likened unto a stream which is divided into two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. In order to intelligently operate the law of consciousness, it is necessary to understand the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious is personal and selective. The subconscious is impersonal and non-selective. The conscious is a realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. The conscious is the realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. These two aspects are the male and female divisions of consciousness. The conscious is male. The subconscious is female. The conscious generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious. The subconscious receives ideas and gives form and expression to them. The subconscious receives ideas and gives form and expression to them. By this law, first conceiving an idea and then impressing the idea conceived on the subconscious, all things evolve out of consciousness. All conceptions are limitations of the conceiver. All of your conceptions are limitations of you, of yourself. Everything you conceive is a limitation of yourself. Sleep conceals the creative act while the objective world reveals it. In sleep, man impresses the subconscious with his conception of himself. Sleep conceals the creative act while the objective world reveals it. In sleep, man impresses the subconscious with his conception of himself. With your desire defined, quietly go within and shut the door behind you. Lose yourself in your desire. With your desire defined, quietly go within and shut the door behind you. Lose yourself in your desire. Feel yourself to be one with it. Remain in this fixation until you absorb the life and name by claiming and feeling yourself to be and to have that which you desire. When you emerge from the hour of prayer, you must do so conscious of being and possessing that which you desire. Okay, Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. We got some noise around here. I'll pause and come back later. Only as one is willing to give up his present limitations and identity can he become that which he desires to be. Here is a simple formula for successful fishing. First, decide what it is you want to express or possess. This is essential. You must definitely know what you want of life before you can fish for it. After your decision is made, turn from the world of sense, remove your attention from the problem, and place it on just being by repeating quietly but with feeling, I am. As your attention is removed from the world round about you and placed upon the I am, so that you are lost in the feeling of simply being, you will find yourself slipping the anchor that tied you to the shallows of your problem, and effortlessly you will find yourself moving out into the deep. To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. Because of your belief in external things, you think power into them by transferring the power that you are to the external thing. Realize you yourself are the power that you have mistakenly given to outer conditions. You yourself are the power you have mistakenly given to outer conditions. Do not waste one moment in regret. Do not waste one moment in regret, for to think feelingly of the mistakes of the past is to reinfect yourself. Let the dead bury the dead. Turn from appearances and assume the feeling that would be yours, were you already the one you wish to be. To be conscious of being poor while praying for riches is to be rewarded with that which you are conscious of being, namely poverty, being poor. So don't be conscious of being poor. Don't be conscious of what you lack. Be conscious of what you have in your floating consciousness, Float that consciousness right into that state, which is in that room, in that beach house. Look at the rooms in the beach house and pick the room that's half full of what you want. Fill it up mentally with everything you want, your desire, casting off the undesirable as you enter that room, casting off the old clothes, going into the room and wearing a bright, new, shiny set of clothes, a new suit of armor that's within without you. Go into the room that is your new state of being, the new state of being room. Feel it all around you. What you desire is in that room. You're inside the room, and it's within you and without you. It's within you. It's part of you. Your new state is part of you. Your new state is part of you. It is you. You're in the new state. The new state of consciousness that you'd like to be in, that you are in. You're in there now. Close the door behind you. It's all yours. To be conscious of being poor while praying for riches is to be rewarded with that which you are conscious of being, namely poverty. Prayers to be successful must be claimed and appropriated. In order for prayers to be successful, they must be claimed and taken as yours. Assume the positive consciousness of the thing desired. Assume it is yours. No, it's yours. It's yours. When you drop your desire in consciousness as a seed, confident that it shall appear in its full-blown potential, you have done all that is expected of you. To be worried or concerned about the manner of their unfoldment is to hold these fertile seeds in a mental grasp, and therefore to prevent them from really maturing to full harvest. To desire a state is to have it. Doubt is the only force capable of disturbing the seed or impression. To avoid a miscarriage of so wonderful a child, walk in secrecy through the necessary interval of time that it will take the impression to become an expression. Tell no man of your spiritual romance. Lock your secret within you in joy, confident and happy that someday you will bear the son of your lover by expressing and possessing the nature of your impression. Then you will know the mystery of God said, "Let us make man in our image." I am, your true self, is not interested in man's opinion. All its interest lies in your conviction of yourself. What do you say of the I am within you? Can you answer and say, "I am Christ"? Your answer or degree of understanding will determine the place you will occupy in life. Do you say or believe yourself to be a man of a certain family, race, nation, etc.? Do you honestly believe this of yourself? Then life, your true self, will cause these conceptions to appear in your world, and you will live with them as though they are real. Sensation precedes manifestation, and is the foundation upon which all manifestation rests. Be careful of your moods and feelings, for there is an unbroken connection between your feelings and your visible world. Your body is an emotional filter and bears the unmistakable marks of your prevalent emotions. Emotional disturbances, especially suppressed emotions, are the cause of all disease. To feel intensely about a wrong without voicing or expressing that feeling is the beginning of disease. Disease in both body and environment. Do not entertain the feeling of regret or failure for frustration or detachment from your objective. Do not entertain the feeling of regret or failure, for frustration or detachment from your objective results in disease. So back to this, it says, imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation, and over here it says, God said something about, it was something about, the whole story was, where was it at? Assume the positive consciousness. Desire is to, here it is. Then you will know the mystery of God said, "Let us make man in our image." So here's now Neville saying the mystery of this is God said. And in Genesis, of course, it says, "In the beginning was the Word." Let me get the quote. "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." And this is in all these versions: New International Version, New Living Translation, English Standard Version. I was going to look up Hebrew Holy Scriptures. I'm sure it's the same. I'm going to look that up soon, and I'll let you know. But so it's all about the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Neville said, "Then you will know the mystery of God said, 'Let us make man in our image.'" Let me read this thing again. Neville's whole story here. Doubt is the only force capable of disturbing the seed or impression. Of course, this makes me think of the seed, Jesus is saying on the Sermon on the Mount, drop your seeds on the fertile ground. So the fertile ground is within you. It's either consciousness, yeah, or it's your heart, your mind, your consciousness. We'll just call it your consciousness. Drop your seeds on your consciousness. The seeds are words. Fertile ground is your consciousness. Doubt is the only force capable of disturbing the seed or impression. To avoid a miscarriage of so wonderful a child, and keeping it secret. He's going on about keeping it secret, which is another Bible-related quote. Pray in secret. Don't do it for vainglory. You're doing it for yourself to get closer to God. Which you are God now, so just expressing the God within you. Amazing stuff. Walk in secrecy through the necessary interval of time. So be patient. Walk in secrecy through the necessary interval of time that it will take the impression to become an expression. Tell no man of your spiritual romance. Lock your secret within you. Enjoy. Confident and happy that someday you will bear the son of your lover by expressing and possessing the nature of your impression. Drop your seed on the fertile ground and wait and be quiet. Don't feel lack. Go live with the feeling of the rose. Go live with the feeling of the rose. The rose that you carry with you all the time. And the rose is yours. The rose is the smell. You're smelling the rose. If a rose, you smell a rose now. This is Neville's, not from me, but from Neville. Smell a rose. You hold it in your hand. You smell it. Can you smell the rose? The smell is there, right? So how can the smell be there? Because it's in your consciousness. The smell is in your consciousness. So the rose, the smell, is in your consciousness. And I don't know, can explain it. But anyway, this goes back to, then you will know the mystery of God said, let us make man in our image. And he's just saying it with words, right? Just let us make man in our image. And man was made, right? The same with all of creation. And that's the same way you will create with things yourself. That's what you create reality. Create your reality yourself by your belief. What was the other quote? Faith and belief, something. The desired state is to have it. You create it with faith. Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. So let's leave with that. Today, I invite you to carry the rose with you. Do your practice now. I invite you to, and do your practice a little bit. It doesn't have to be long. If you have a time to listen to me babble on, you probably have time for that too. Go do your imaginal act. Have faith. Remember, the word is the power. Even if it's the word inside your mind. The I am, the I am, and carrying that word with you. This is how heaven and earth is created. And I guess that's pretty good for today. I got a feeling myself. Hopefully you got a feeling of the same feeling I have, or a better feeling. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.